Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to another live video here at Smart Money Bro on YouTube. Guys, what I want to talk about today is the best way to pay off debt fast. The best way to pay off debt fast that really works. And I'm going to be doing kind of a live workshop here over the next, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. I'm going to be going over the best way to pay off debt fast. Okay. And I'm going to also answer some questions for you guys if you have questions, but I'm going to actually share my screen with you so you can see and we can just talk through it and go through it on a spreadsheet. Because one of the things I want to do is show you guys some things in live action instead of just me talking, just showing you a demonstration, sort of a workshop of us actually getting out of debt. In this live worksheet, I'm probably going to give you a way to get out of $60,000 worth of debt. And I'm going to show you how to do it sort of fast. All right. So how to attack your debt. And I'm going to give you the best way to pay it off as quick as possible. And I'm going to walk you through what we call this the debt snowball. I'm going to show you how the debt snowball actually works in real time. Well, I can't say real time. I'm not going to be here 4 years, right? Three years in this seat right here. But my point is that I'm going to show you exactly what to do, how to line it up, how to walk through it. So if I were you, if you're watching this at a laptop somewhere, take some notes, or actually you can get out a piece of paper and write this down, or you can get out your spreadsheet and follow along with me. But I'm going to walk you through the debt snowball, and I'm going to share my screen and, of course, do a little Q&A throughout, guys. As you come in, let me know where are you coming from and do you have debt? And when I say debt, I'm talking about consumer debt. I don't care where you are. You could be Brazil, you could be in Latvia, you can be in Amsterdam, UK, South Africa. It doesn't matter. Australia. Let me know, do you have consumption debt other than, say, like a mortgage, right? Do you have debt and where are you at? And also smash the like button for me and share the video, share the link to the video because we're going to dig in here and really show you because a lot of people talk about paying off debt and getting out of debt, but I want to actually show you how it can be done. So let me know where you're from, guys. And also at the same time, um, let me know about your debt situation. Are you in debt? Are you not in debt? Uh, Northern Nevada, Ginger, checking in. Good to have you, Ginger. Jacob, no debt at all. Fantastic, Jacob. Congratulations, because a lot of us do have debt, right? Thank you, LaRue. I appreciate it. Thank you for subbing. I'm here. Let's go. Let's do it. Cheers. Quick question. Is you like debt your approach towards investing in real estate? In order to invest in real estate, just off the bat, guys, I did actually get into debt to invest in real estate. But I'm a guy that doesn't mind debt as long as I'm buying something that's appreciating and going up in value. So we're talking about debts today on things like medical, cars, things going down in value that have an interest. If you have debt on furniture, I don't know what you have debt on. Like I said, credit cards and things like that. So Texas checking in. Deb, good to have you. Nigeria in the house. Los Angeles, have a little debt. I understand. Nashville, no debt. Congratulations. Jersey, Joyzy checking in. Good. Great day and hello from Kansas City. All right, Elliot, how you doing? Peace. East Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, 22K in debt. Yeah, it happens. I'm going to show you how to get out of that $22,000 in debt. From Maryland, I should say Maryland or Merlin. Good to see you, Ramden Lee, Roberta. And only my home mortgage. That's good, Rachel. Fantastic. About 30K, Daryl. I get you. No problem. We're going to show you how to get out of that 30K. I guarantee you. 6K, get the memo. Fresno, check it in. Hello, Kevin. How you doing? Now, listen. Here's the deal, guys. Again, let me just reiterate, okay? I'm not a debt person that is okay with a bunch of debt. I don't like a lot of debt. If it's debt on things going up in value, cool. If it's not, I'm a chill with it. Watching from UK, good, glad to have you. Student loans, 25K. Oh, 25K is not much. You can get out of that quickly. Mississippi, fantastic. Let me know what county in Mississippi. Cooking with Shay, what county you're in there. Guys, also smash the like button for me. We got 63 people watching. We might have 163 watching in just a few minutes. So smash that like button for me. That's going to push this video out, and I want to help as many people as possible. So the more you push it out, the more you share this video with somebody that you know in your network, the more it gets pushed out. Rankin County, okay, thank you for sharing that. Here in Louisiana, Rachel, glad to have you. All right. So again, guys, we're talking about getting out of debt as quick as possible. Again, be a friend, share this video with somebody. Don't hold on to this good information, right? When you have good information, make sure you give it out to other people and share, right? A lot of abundance out here in this world, right? We want to make sure we share it. Again, guys, look at the description box. Let me just share this with you real quick. Look at the description box of the video below on YouTube. And I want you to click on your free copy of the 24 Laws of Money. It's an ebook that I just put out yesterday or a couple days ago. And I want to make sure you get a free copy. Doesn't cost you anything. 24 Laws of Money. Check it out in the description box below and get your free copy. All right. Do that down there, guys, when you can. Dallas, Texas, checking in. Good afternoon from Palm Beach, Florida. And you do have some debt. Oh, you only got 10K? Not a big deal. You can knock that out in about 6 months using this strategy that I'm going to give you. All right. Now let's get into it again. You might want to take some notes, get out your spreadsheet, because I'm going to share my spreadsheet with you guys and show you exactly, just walk you through it. Let me go ahead and get to that right now. Let's see here. Boom. Make myself a little smaller. As you guys see on the spreadsheet in front of you, it's a blank spreadsheet. I kind of grayed out this portion of it, but this is a Google sheet. So, you know, guys, nothing fancy. Okay. Nothing fancy at all. This is just a spreadsheet that I wanted to share with you guys and say, hey, here's what you can do to make this really, really simple. You don't have to go on YouTube, on Google, and get some type of template. You don't need that. Okay. You don't need to get someone else's template to do your debt, because your debt, remember, guys, your debt is specific to you. Personal finance is personal. This is going to look different. I'm going to give you some numbers and some scenarios here, but yours could look different, totally different. But I just want to start it on this spreadsheet so you guys can realize that this ain't difficult. It's a matter of creating, developing, building your own for you that suits you. Now, there's a few columns up top. Let me just go ahead and start typing in here. Extra monthly amounts, amount towards debt. Now, this is this is probably one of the most important columns right here. On this column, you got to figure out, when you want to start paying off debt quickly, you got to figure out a budget first. And when you figure out that budget first, then you got to figure out what is the cushion between your income and your expenses that you can actually have to put towards the extra debt. So in other words, if you bring home $3,000 a month, let's say you bring home $4,000 a month, right? That's what your take home is, $2,000 every 2 weeks. You got to make sure that your expenses, your monthly expenses, are less than 4,000. And I like to tell people, build as big a cushion as you can between your expenses, between your income and your expenses. So if your income is $4,000 a month, you probably want to have your expenses around, $3,000 a month. In this instance, $3,500 a month. But let's say you can't do that. Let's say you bring home $4,000 and you have to, all your expenses is $4,000, and you don't really see where you can change your expenses and lower them. Well, one thing you can do is try to do something else to generate a little extra money, so you have a little extra money to put towards your debt. So in our example, okay, this is our example that I'm going to actually share with you guys. I'm going to say that the extra cash amount or extra monthly amount that you have that can go on debt is, let's say, $500. And I'm going to actually make this a column, these columns that actually will wrap around. So I might even expand the column a little bit. So the extra the extra money that you have towards debt in our scenario is $500. And let me actually blow this up so you guys can see it real well. And let me know if you can hear me well, by the way. Let me actually make this bigger. Okay. Let me make all that a little bit bigger. And let me expand my column a little bit. And we're just going to walk through it, guys. All right. But we got to figure out the columns that we need at the top first. The first column is how much extra money we can put towards debt. Now, how you get this extra money, this extra $500 is on you. You could, I don't, I, it, you can do eBay. You can buy and sell things, buy things low and sell them high. Craigslist, eBay, Alibaba, Shopify, Etsy, whatever. You can work a part-time job. You can work overtime. You can do whatever you want to do. But in our scenario, I want you to try to get an extra $500 every single month. And I'm going to show you what you can do with this extra $500. Okay. By the way, let me know if you can hear me, guys. Yep. All right. Fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So yeah, Panama's Bowie's Way Detailing says that they got 45K in debt. Oh, we're gonna knock that out. This scenario right here, I'm gonna show you how to knock out $63,000 worth of, $60,000 worth of debt in about a little over 3 years or so, 3 to 4 years. All right, so let's go back to our spreadsheet. So the first column is the extra money you need. For some of you, this may be an extra $300. Some of you, it might be an extra $150. Others of you, you might be able to generate an extra or have a cushion of in your already existing money of $1,000, right? The bigger this number is, this is really important. The bigger this number is, the quicker you're going to get out of debt. Okay. The faster you're going to get out of debt. So the more extra money you can throw at it. So the second column we want to put up, you can do this on your own, guys, while we do this, is the debt, name of the debt. We're going to list our debts. And I'm not going to highlight that. Let's not make that a color just yet. I wonder how I get it. Well, it kept it. We'll leave it green. All right. So the name of the debt, there's no reason, no specific reason this is green. All right. Just that for some reason it's not changing back for me. So I'm not going to worry about it. All right. So name of the debt. What is the debt? We're going to list all of our debts right here. Okay. We're just going to list them out. And, if I was doing a one-on-one with somebody right now, guys, I would say, hey, what are your debts? And we would go through them. One day I might get on here and just do some live coaching so we can actually go through this stuff live with somebody who's actually experiencing this. But let's say your debts. Let's go ahead and get the columns first. Let's go ahead. The next column is the total current balance. What is the total current balance that you have on this debt? Excuse me, guys. I can spell. I promise you. All right, and I'm going to make these columns a little bit bigger for you. All right, and then the next column is going to be the current payment that you make. Current minimum payment that you currently make on it. Right, $25, $35, $85, 120, 30, $300, whatever it may be, and then we're going to do the new roll up amount. Okay. And then our final column is the number, and we'll call it not amount, we'll call that payment. All right. Let's call it new roll up payment. And our next column will be number of months to pay off. Okay. And then the final column will be the month that we paid it off. And we'll actually make that one a little bigger too. These are all 13, so we'll pull that up to 13 as well. All right. So our columns. All right, let's bold these columns, matter of fact. And again, there's no reason this one is green, but since it's the name of the debt, let's leave it green. All right, I can't change it. So, all right, so we're going to skip a row. I like to skip a row to leave things a little bigger so we can see them better. All right, so now we want to now this column right here, we're going to leave blank because it's just what it is. It's the amount of extra money you're putting towards your debt every single month. $500. How you come up with that 500 again is up to you. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button for me. Smash that like button and share this video so others can see it. Live workshop here. All right. And by the way, halfway through or so, I do want to answer a few questions. If you have a question, let me know, guys. But let's keep going. All right. So let's start listing our debts. Okay. Debt number one, we'll call it, everybody. A lot of folks have a credit card. Let's call it a credit card. Matter of fact, let's do 2 credit cards. And everybody, whoops, not 21. Everybody has a little bit of medical debt. Let's do a medical debt, medical bills. Let's call it medical bill. And some of you may have a car. Some of you may have, let's say this person, this fictional person that we're talking about here has 2 cars. And let's say they also have a little student loan debt. Now, what we're not going to put on here is we're not going to put our mortgage or our rental houses. When we can do that, if you want to do it, you can do this for rental houses as well and do a roll up as well. But let's just say that these are our debts, all right? And let's give them some numbers, okay? Credit card debt, let's call it 2,000. Let's call this one, I don't know, 5,000. I do know, actually. I'm actually pulling from an old spreadsheet. Let's call this one medical bill 6,000. Let's call it 5,000. And let's call this one 17,000 and 25,000. Do we want to do, yeah, let's do 17,000 and then not 170. Let's make it a little simpler than that. And $25,000 worth of debt. I don't know what that is. Let's see. Let's do a sum on this real quick. $58,000, right? 20. Let's make it. I want to make it even 6, but how can we make this? Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Make that a dollar figure, and let's get rid of a couple of those decimals there. And let's make sure we sum this up right. C3 through C8. We didn't include C3. Let's go with C3. That's why. There it is, $60,000. All right, so guys, we're $60,000 in debt. Okay, this is all fictional, obviously. This is a made-up scenario of somebody that's $60,000 in debt. Let's see. Hey, great, good to see you. Good to hear. Okay, great. So you guys are with me. And I'm in the lower corner there. All right, so, and let me say this about debt, okay? Is there good debt? Is there bad debt? I guess you can say that. I believe that debt is debt, right? Whether it's on a mortgage, whether it's on but there is certain debt that I think is tolerable. I think debt that's on appreciating items that's going up in value is okay. And that's why I didn't add in the mortgage here or things like that, because we have a place to live in. So I don't consider that necessarily debt that I can't tolerate. So this is debt that I want to get rid of out of my life. Listen, guys, this whole scenario right here, total current balance, we're going to go through the current minimum payments, but all these payments right here that we plug in right here, the reason I don't like this type of debt, or I don't tolerate this type of debt, is because all this money that we're going to be paying is money that we could be putting towards investing, right? The less money we pay on debt, the more money we have to put on investing for our future, right? And debt investing for the long haul, the person down the road. So we really want to get to a point where we get out of debt, right? Out of this debt that's going down in value. These credit cards are charging us interest, right? High interest, especially nowadays. We're in a high interest rate environment. And so we don't want to have credit cards laying around, $7,000 worth of credit cards. And listen, you may be saying, well, I have a credit card and I pay it off every month. Most Americans don't do that. The average American has over $6,000 of credit card debt right now. Americans are in more than $1 trillion worth of credit card debt right now, the highest it's ever been. And that number is continuing to go up. People keep using more and more credit cards to fund their lifestyle. So I'm not a fan of credit card debt. Obviously, medical bills is something we want to get rid of. Not really, not much interest on medical bills, but you never know. Depends on the type of bill and who's charging you, and et cetera. And as far as cars go, guys, we know that cars go down in value. Not a good idea to be paying $300, $500. The average used car payment in America is over $500. The average new car payment in America is over $700. That's money that could be going towards your future. Okay, just imagine paying that money and put it in a good, safe index fund, right, in the market somewhere, or in your 20 best blue chip stocks over the next 5-10 years. So we want to do our best to get rid of debt. Now let's come up with some minimum payments that we're paying on these credit cards, right? Let's say it might be $50 for the first one, $70 for the second one. The medical bill might be $150. Well, 175. Let's say $150. The first car is, let's say you're only paying about $250 a month on that one. And let's say on the second car, you're paying about a used car, you're paying about 500 bucks a month, and you've got student loans that you're dropping 450 a month because you're trying to pay them off, right? So let me go ahead and add a number figure next to that one. You put your dollar sign there, you get rid of those two. I'm on a regular Google spreadsheet, okay? Nothing fancy. You can put, I actually have worksheets with this on it. You could put this on a worksheet and do it on a piece of notebook paper. It doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be fancy. Doesn't have to be a template, right? Create your own template like I'm doing right here. Let's go ahead and do an equal sign, sum, and let's sum up rows 3 through 8, D3 through D8. And that gives me 14. Let's go with 75 bucks here. All right, so 1475. Again, guys, 1475. I mean, if I went to a calculator, let me do this real quick, guys. I'm gonna show you something, guys. I'm gonna show you something. $1,475. $1,475 is the amount you pay. And what I did right here, let me just, I don't know if I can share my other screen with you, but if I put in $1,475 per month, what is $1,475 per month for 12 months? $1,475 for 12 months is $17,700. If I invested $17,700 every single month for the next, let's say 20 years, and I only got about 8% interest rate, annual rate of return on that 17,700 bucks, I'd have $874,000. Did you hear me? Okay. Make sure you heard what I just said. Okay. If I took this same $1,475 and I multiplied that by 12 months, because this is $1,475 worth of payments in 12 months, right? Multiplied by 12 months is $17,700. And when you take that $17,700 and over the course of 20 years invested in the stock market, index funds, ETFs, mutual funds, whatever it may be, reinvest those dividends, right? 8% annual rate of return, that's just 8%. I mean, if you really did super well and you did 10%, right? It would be much higher. But at only 8% return on it on your money, compound interest gets you $874,000 in 20 years, guys. This is why you don't want to be making these payments. These payments are killing your future wealth. These payments are destroying, it's making you not have money. This is why you want to get out of debt as soon as possible. All right, so I just want to share that with you guys. I pulled up a compound interest calculator on another tab. All right, so here's how the debt snowball works. Okay, the debt snowball works like this, guys. You take this $500, and this is extra $500 that you have that can go towards debt, right? You got it from a part-time job, you got it from some type of extra money. Maybe you don't work a part-time job, but you lower your expenses enough every single month so that you have an extra cushion between your income and expenses, and you have an extra $500 a month right there, maybe even in your current budget, right? If you get organized and you do a current budget and you see that you have 500 extra bucks, you ain't got to go out and work no more. You ain't got to work overtime. You ain't got to get a part-time job or a side hustle. You just lowered your expenses enough to have $500 in there, right? So $500 a month, you take that and you add it to this 50 bucks. And so your roll-up payment on this is 550 bucks. Okay. So now for the very first month, let's say this is starting in let's say it's October. Let me just put it in here. Starting in October of 2023. Okay. And let me do this. Let me make all this a different color for those of you that like a little aesthetics. This one is not changing colors. I don't know what I did with that. Maybe if there's a guru out there who works Google spreadsheets and knows why that one is the same color. I'm not sure what I did wrong there, but no, I'll just leave that one odd color. All right, so starting in October of 2023, you said I'm going to pay $550 towards my first debt. Okay. So you say that I'm going to do that. How long is it going to take me to do that? Well, you take the 2,000 divided by 550. It's going to take, and I'm going to round this up, by the way. Let me put that on there. Round up or down. Okay. So if I go to a calculator, guys, and I pull up my calculator and I plug in how long does it take me to pay off? So I say $2,000, the very first one, we're on the first one, $2,000 divided by 550. That ends up being 3.6 months. So what I'll say, I'll round it up to 4 months. It's going to take me roughly 4 months to pay off this $2,000 by lobbing all this money at the very first debt, right? So I lob all this at the very first debt. What is 4 months from October 2023? You got to count October because you're using October, November, December, January. So it'll be paid off in January 2024. Yeah, I mean, by January 2024, if you allow $550 a month towards that 2,000, and of course you added that in, and I'm going to make this dollar signs as well, and I'm going to reduce that decimal. So we're talking whole dollars here. All right, so $550 a month for 4 months. This first one's paid off. Now the debt snowball works like this. It starts as a small snowball. This is your snowball right here. Okay. Let's call that snowball on our spreadsheet. Okay. So now after January comes February, right? In February 2024, you're going to take this same 550 because you still got the extra money and you take that regular payment. Now you've been paying this. Now you're going to take this regular payment and add to it. And if you add 550 to $75, now you have $625. Okay. And now you're going to be paying $625 a month on your second credit card to knock it out. Remember, by this time, you can come back to this spreadsheet and cross this whole line out. Okay. Once you do it, come up here, boom, you can cross it out, right? Now you're paying $625. Then you go back to your trusty calculator and you say, you know what? How long is it going to take me to pay off $5,000? So I take $5,000 and divide it by $625. And that's going to take me 8 months on the money. Now I put in here 8 months. Now, what is 8 months from January, right? So you got to start at February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. By September 2024, you have your two credit cards paid off. Remember, guys, that's about 1 year from here, right? 12 months. 12 months is about 1 year from October to September. Okay. So now what you've done in the course of just 1 year is you've paid off $7,000 worth of debt, right? And you've just simply rolled up. You're still starting with that same $500, right? So now we keep the snowball going. $625 plus 150 is $775, right? Now you take and you pay off the next bill, which is the medical bill that's still hanging around. Now you're probably saying, this is going to go faster because you're always going to be making your minimal payments. So really, by the time you get to $6,000, this may not even be $6,000 at that point, right? Because there may not be any interest involved. So this may only be $5,000. There's no interest involved in this particular medical bill if you have a medical bill that doesn't charge you additional late fees and so forth. But let's say it's still the $6,000. Well, you don't have to come back and adjust these, okay? Keep it at $6,000. Now you're going to pay $775 every month towards your $6,000 bill. Now, 6,000 divided by 775 is 7.7. Let's call it an even 8 months because we're rounding up. So 8 months later, you have that paid off. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, or April. I think it's April. You guys can help me if I'm wrong. April of 2025, now you have this bill paid off and you're just rolling it up, right? You're rolling it up. 775 plus 250 is, let me do my calculator. I think that's 1025, right? So now you're paying 1025 a month, right? You're paying this a month. And this is, I didn't say this, but I'll say monthly payment, all right? Just to explain this a little bit better. Did I do that right? I did something wrong. Oh, get a little gap there. Your monthly payment. I'm going to say current minimum monthly payment. So now, guys, you're at the point where you are paying $10.25 a month for a $5,000 bill, right? Knocking this car out. Now, guess what? $5,000 divided by 1,025 is only what? 4.9. Let's call it an even 5 months to pay that off. Okay. 5 months later after that, May, June, July, September. If I'm wrong, let me know. I'll go back to the chat in just a second and check it out. All right. So September 25, you knocked out it. Look, you only took you 5 months to knock out that car. Now you got a $17,000 car that you've been paying $500 a month on. And this whole time you've been doing this, you're still paying $500 a month. That car literally may be almost down to 12,000, 10,000 by that time. But for the sake of our debt payoff, let's say it's still 17,000. Now you're going to pay $1,525 a month because you're adding these two numbers right here, right? $1,525 a month, and you're paying off $17,000, and we're going to still call it 17, even though it's not. And you can always go back and make some adjustments here or there, but the snowball is going to have a snowball effect. It's going to snowball even more. So that's going to be about 11 months. And again, you're paying a lot of interest on that car. So it may be more like 16 or 15 or 14 or 12,000 or $13,000. So about 11 months later, you pay it off, which is about August of 2026. And you're saying, wow, okay. So I got all the way down here to my student loans and I paid off every bill accepted from October to here in less than 3 years. I was able to knock out all these debts in less than 3 years. Now, let me just take a look at something real quick. All right. Paul, no cursing in the chat. Come on, Paul, my man, Paul. All right. So, if as you guys notice, what we're doing here is we're just chopping down debt. We're attacking debt. We're chopping it down. In 3 years, you went from having $60,000 debt. Now, in 3 years later, you only got 25,000. You paid off $35,000, roughly $35,000 in 3 years, starting with a mere 500 bucks. Okay. Now, for the last rollover, debt snowball roll up, if we add 1525 plus 450, that takes us to 1975, right? Not the year, although I think that was a good year. So listen, now when you come down to these student loans, some people say, you know what, I can never get out of student loan debt. Man, I'm gonna die in student loan debt. Man, I'm 45 years old. I've been paying on my student loans. For some of you, this number of student loan debt is more like 40, 50, $60,000, right? And you may be saying, man, I'm never gonna pay that off. Listen to me. You can pay it off. I paid off we paid off $72,000 worth of student loan debt. $72,000 worth of student loan debt, and it had ballooned to that by 2012, 2013 or so. And as you guys may or may not know my story, I have children that I put through college debt free. So our debt roll up, like this debt snowball, took longer. Right, took longer for me because we had students or kids that were in college, and I was trying to buy used cars for them. I was trying to pay for their college cash. So my debt snowball took a little longer, right? So, but I was up to $72,000 in student loan debt, our student loan debt, not my kids, by the year 2012, 2013. And I really had to get focused on like a lot of different things at one time. So But I'm saying that if we, and let me jump back to here, if we put $1,975 a month towards a $25,000 student loan debt, if I go to my calculator, guys, and do just a simple division, right? 25,000 divided by 1975 takes us down to 12 months, actually 12.6. So I'm going to round it up to 13 months. So if you're lobbing, and I mean, this is if you're focused, okay? By the time you get down here, you're lobbing almost $2,000 a month towards paying off your student loans. It'll take you about 13 months to do. Now, this whole scenario, guys, is something you can do with any set of debt that you have. This is a debt snowball, okay? Any debt you have, you can roll up. Let's say you have 5 rental houses and you want to pay them off in 3 or 4 or 5 years. You can put them in a debt snowball, deal like this, right? So let's keep going. 13 months from beyond August of 2026. 12 months is July, I think, September, October, November. We got to count. We got to count September, October, November, December, January, February, June, July, September. It's September of the following year. Now, from starting October 2023, what color should we make that? Let's make it a light yellow. Oh, that's an ugly yellow. Let's make it a little bit, let's make it a brown. Well, let's make it a green. Starting October 23, ending September 2027, in just a matter of less than 4 years, right? You was able to pay off, and I think this is 49 months, 12, 20, 25, 36. This is 49 months. In 49 months, you were able to pay off $60,000 worth of debt. Yeah, it took you 4 years, right? Some of you who I saw in the chat earlier said, "Hey, I have $20,000 worth of debt. I have $40,000 worth of debt." Well, look, if you have less debt than $60,000, this won't take you 4 years. If you have a bigger shovel than $500 every single month, an extra $500, this won't take you 4 years. If you have $1,000 shovel and only $40,000 worth of debt, it ain't gonna take. These numbers are gonna be different. It might take you a year and a half. It might take you 20 months, right? 24 months, 15 months. Some folks, it might take you 6 months, 10 months. But the point is this: using the debt snowball method, you can get out of debt fast. You can get out of debt quick, right? I'm actually change this to debt snowball. Title it, right? All right. So that's the debt snowball method, guys. I'm gonna take a little bit of Q&A. All right, let's have a little questions, guys. Let's have some conversation about debt. Do you think you will always be in debt? Let me know in the chat below, guys. Let's talk about this debt roll up, debt snowball method of getting out of debt. Now, the avalanche method. Let me just mention the avalanche method. This is the debt snowball, where you list your debts from largest to smallest, smallest to largest, right? Because you want to start with a small snowball and you want to roll it up to make it a big snowball. So you have this 1975 that you're going towards your debt by the end. The debt avalanche method would be looking at the interest rates and seeing what's the highest interest rate and pay that off first. So you would list these in order of interest rates, right? If your car had a high interest rate and your medical bill had no interest rate, then we would flip-flop these and put the car at the top so you can pay off. But listen, interest rate don't matter so much if you pay it off quickly, right? If you want to stretch these things out for 10 or 15 or 30 years, maybe the interest rate might be something that you want to take in consideration. But I think if you pay these off in 2 or 3 years or 1 year or 4 years, then don't worry about the interest rate so much. Just get these. I like this one because you get these short, quick wins and you start seeing progress quicker, right? That's why I like the debt snowball, because once you get to this point, let's say you get to right here and you're a year later, you're September 2024, 1 year later, 12 months later, you're going to say, wow, this thing works. This is nice. And you start getting some motivation and some encouragement, and you get inspired to keep the thing rolling, right? That's why I like the debt snowball, because you get these fast, quick wins And some of you might start with a credit card debt of only 500 bucks, right? And you get that quick win and knock it out. Now, here's the kicker, though. I do want to say this. You don't want to pay off all these debts and use these methods and free up all this money, this $1,475 a month, that now, once you pay off all these debts 4 years later, now this $1,400 can be going towards making you $900,000 invested in the stock market over the next 20 years, like I mentioned earlier, right? When we put it in a compound interest calculator. So now you can focus all your money towards growing wealth. But here's the problem. Don't pay off all this debt and then go right back into debt, right? Don't get to the point where you pay off this debt and you're debt free in 3 or 3.5 years and so. And then next thing you know, you see a new car and you want to go put $18,000 on another car. Don't do it, right? The key with debt is to get out of debt and stay out of debt. It's not to get out of debt just to go right back in debt because you can't control yourself. Now, if you want 3 or 4 years later, you have almost $1,500 a month. And guess what? You're making more money on your job 4 years later. You've increased your skills somewhere and you don't have to make $30,000, $40,000 a year. Now you're making $60,000 and $70,000 a year. And guess what? You have more money. So you may have an extra 1475, but you might have an extra $1,800, $1,900. Now you can spend the next 20 years building your nest egg, right? That's the whole point of getting out of debt, guys. All right, let me just kind of scroll through, guys. Jackson, Mississippi, checking in. Good to have you. What about anything in collections? I have $1,200 in collections right now. Lady of Valor says the debt snowball really works. Yep, it really does. Question from Get the Memo. What about the collections? What about the collections? Right? Pay them off. If you have to pay them off, pay them off. Right? I'll have my student loans paid off by Christmas with overtime. Miss Meg, congratulations to you. So happy for you that you're getting out of debt. That's huge that you're getting out of debt. And I think you should celebrate when you get out of debt, right? Same thing with John, getting out of debt. Question: pause investments while paying 5.3% interest, $8,600 student loan by December with 7 months emergency fund. No, only pause your investments. This is my opinion, my suggestion. Still get whatever minimum. I say still do your investing at up to 5% of your take-home pay, or up to your company match if you work for a job that matches. Still do that investing while you're getting out of debt. Now, don't be having a whole bunch of it. Who cares if you have 20,000? Listen, if you have $20,000 invested in the stock market, but you owe $25,000, the net is a loss. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me to have a whole bunch of money invested and have a whole bunch of debt laying around. I'm not saying use that investment to pay off the debt. I'm not saying that. But keep doing minimal investing, but go ahead and attack your debt. I don't know if I'm saying if I'm saying that right, guys. If you understand what I'm saying, don't just pull back and say I'm stopping all investment. I wouldn't do that. I would still continue to do a little bit of investment, and you make the decision what's right for you, how much a little bit is. If it's 5%, if it's 3% of your take home, if it's, I do say get the match though, if you're working a job, but don't stop all that. Use the extra money. Maybe another technique instead of stopping investing is to pull back on your lifestyle a little bit, right? Lower your expenses a little bit so you can take some of that expenses money and put it towards your debt, as opposed to stop investing, right? I would rather you go to don't go to the concert. Maybe, don't do some of the things that you do every single month that you pay in expenses and pull back from that. I'd rather see you do that than actually stop investing altogether. That's what I'm saying. So I hope that answered your question. All right. So Dixie's from Sardis. Sardis? Did you say Sardis, Dixie? I have a lot of family from Sardis, Como, Batesville, Mississippi. So, Dixie, we might, and I'm a big genealogy guy, so I do a lot of research. So, Sardis, Mississippi is right around where I have a lot of family that was born in Sardis, Mississippi. I can share that somewhere later. Oxford's right down the road from Batesville. All right, so you got the synapse in my brain snapping. Good. Okay, get the memo. let's see here. Okay, any more questions, guys? Because I want to answer some questions. I want to have some back and forth dialogue. I don't want to just be doing all the talking here, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button below, by the way, and share this video because I want people to see how you can do it. If you put it on paper and you organize yourself the way I just showed you, and this is just, I'm doing this pretty much off the fly, to be honest with you guys, okay? I have a few notes and things that I'm pulling from to come up with this scenario, but I'm pulling this pretty much off the fly. I did this in about 15 minutes sitting here on a computer, guys. It doesn't take long. You don't need a template. You don't need somebody else's, hey, this is what you fill this out. You ain't got to fill nothing out. If you can type and you can pull up a spreadsheet, or if you can write and you can write down numbers and use a calculator, you can do this. I put this on a spreadsheet for many, many years. Okay, let me go back to it. I put this on a not a spreadsheet. I put this on a piece of paper with columns and rows for many, many years, guys, while I was working this. Okay. So, point being, it doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be a template. It can be, and you can make these colors whatever you want to make. Save the spreadsheet and just go from there. Okay. I don't like to hear people that say, you know what, I'm not sure where to start or how to do it. If you know how to type or if you know how to write, you can do it. The key, and here, let me just say this, guys, okay? The one of the things that separates people that achieve and become successful and are able to do things that that put them kind of separate them is they're able to create and build and do things and innovate without being prompted by something or somebody else. Okay. If you're sitting down watching this Saturday morning, if it's Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, wherever you are, if you can spend an hour watching me go through this, you can definitely spend an hour going over this with your own numbers. And sometimes I like to do this when I have one-on-one calls with folks. We just get a spreadsheet, we share screens, and we go through their specific personal situation because everything is, this is your own thing. This is not just me talking. You got to do this for yourself. I like to do that for people because I want to show people, not just tell people. I want to show people that it's possible. Getting out of debt is possible. You don't have to live in debt all your life. If you have a mortgage, you could put a mortgage into this whole equation right here. You could put a 30-year mortgage where you owe $200,000 on it, right? Let me just go back real quick and show you something, guys. All right. You could come back over here. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to do it real quick while I'm here, if you guys don't mind, right? Let's go ahead and say, if I want to keep this scenario going, okay, let me just keep the scenario going, right? Let's say you wanted to get real funky with this thing. And so you want to put your mortgage up in here. And your mortgage is, I'm going to say $200,000. Well, let's make it $300,000, right? Let's say you put that mortgage in here and you want to keep going with the scenario. And your regular mortgage payment is, let's say it's high interest rate now, but you got your mortgage before the interest rates kicked up. Let's say you're paying $1,500 a month on your mortgage, right? If you want to say, take this whole scenario and say, I want to take this $1,975 and I want to actually increase it. I want to keep the ball rolling, okay, and add 1,500 bucks on there. And now, by the time I get to my mortgage 4 years later, I'm paying $3,475 on this thing. Now, in our calculator, if we take your $300,000 mortgage and we divide it by your 3,475 extra dollars that you're going to pay on it every month, that's going to be 86 months. Well, guess what, guys? What is 86 months? 86 months is how many years later? Let's see, 86 months. 86 months is what? 72 months is 84 months is 7 years. Am I doing this right, guys? I hate to rely so much on a calculator, right? But 86 divided by 12 is 7 more years. So if you think about it, by the time you get to August of 2020 of 2034, You could be 11 years in and be done. From October 2023 to August of 2034, you could have, that's 11 years in, you could pay off your mortgage. Done. You just put your mortgage and your debt roll up. You don't have to do that, right? Because obviously I would prefer you to start taking that money and invest in the stock market, right? But if you don't want to invest in the stock market because you don't like the stock market, or you don't feel comfortable with the stock market, could always invest that money into your own property. Is it bad? Is it good? I'm not going to have a judgment call on that one way or the other because everyone is different. Some people don't like the stock market. If you don't like the stock market, cool. I'm not going to force you to like it, but maybe you can put that money back into your mortgage. So now you can at least have something you own that now, 11 years later, your home that's $300,000 might now be worth $400,000, and you can sell it for money if you want and move and have $400,000. And some people would say, oh, that's a stupid move to put all that. I don't make those judgment calls because everybody is different. Personal finance is personal. That's why they put the personal in front of it. Everybody's risk tolerance is different. Okay. So somebody said, I'm just looking through the comments, guys. Um, when you look at all the debt for the debt snowball, do you include balance transfers? So the balances you have might be moved to a 0% credit card. I don't like the idea, Ginger, of moving money around. I don't think it's necessary. Robbing from Peter to pay Paul and shifting debt from a consolidation or from a credit card to somewhere else. I don't think it's necessary to do all that transferring because you're not. I'm not going to worry too much about interest rates so much because I want to go ahead and pay this debt off quickly. All right. Jackson, Mississippi, checking in. Good to have you. Just kind of going through this. I think I said that already. Okay. Just scrolling down here, seeing what else you guys got for me. Um, okay. Plus one to the question. How do you help work on debt when you are in a relationship? It's a tough one, right? How do you feel about relationship money? This is how I feel about it. Let me explain this to you. If you're married, I would always do my very best to put money in one pot. And you put that money in one pot. And as a married person, I'm explaining this to you. I'm not somebody that's not married. As a married person, I'm explaining this. Put all that money in one pot and maybe pay or maybe pay each person out of that pot. Hey, here you take $150. Go, if you're a lady, go get your hair and nails done. Whatever you want to do, some pampering, whatever. If you're a guy, hey, here's $150. Out of the pot every month or whatever, and just do that. But put it together if you can. That's my suggestion, right? Because if you don't do that, it's like rolling uphill, right? And then animosity sets in. Man, I'm trying to get this done, but this person, right? So if I were you, I would put all the money in one pot if you could. That's my suggestion on a marriage, right? In a relationship that's not a marriage, I'm not sure you want to do that because people break up all the time. People divorce all the time too, right? So that's my suggestion. Elliot Finesse, once you reach 20% equity in your home, contact your mortgage lender to have them remove the PMI portion. Okay, possibly. Yep. Uh, Thank you so much, John. I appreciate that. Thank you for loving the content, pocket watching. I appreciate you, brother. And glad to have you on here. If you need another voiceover, shoot me a shot. I'm here for you. Thanks for watching. So the whole purpose of this, guys, is to be practical with your money, right? Sometimes you got to come on and you got to show people what to do and what's possible and not just talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, right? We talk about things so much, but I want to show you guys that it's possible. And you don't have to follow these gurus out here that are telling you, hey, let's do this and let's make it make sense to you, right? Make it make sense to you. All right. Very important, guys. And that's why I say, listen, you don't have to do these different templates. Not necessary. Do your own template. Create, build, and produce that which works well for you. So if you have Google Spreadsheet, get on that Google Spreadsheet, play with it a little bit, see what you can do, see how to figure out what the columns, how you can move things around. Some people I know that are older, they don't like spreadsheets, right? And that's cool too. You don't have to do a spreadsheet again, right? Just running through the comments real quick. Say no to everyone, especially stand up for yourself. Good. I'll be debt free before Christmas. John, congratulations, man. Paid off $40,000 of student loan. and have a little bit left, congratulations, man. I'm so happy for you. That's very important. Put extra money in the market and let it ride. Got it. Thanks. Since the mortgage example is near my actual 3,500 monthly, that it can be done with that. Yes, it can be done with that if you choose to do it. Okay. Somebody said, Daryl said, I love your positive quotes. I use them on my Facebook page. Feel free, Daryl. Have at it, man. I believe that we got to put something positive out here in the world. I got a microphone right here, and it's my job to make sure that I put out positive vibes in the world and not negativity and not putting on the internet two people fighting, right? That's not positive. I don't need to see all that. I want to put out something that's going to encourage and inspire and motivate people. That's what it's all about. That's what this channel is all about. That's what I try to do on a regular daily basis. So thanks for sharing that, Daryl. Feel free to share any positive quote I put out there with the world, right? I believe in this, guys, with your money. There's enough out here for all of us. We should be helping each other. Okay. That's why I come on here and I spend time trying to help you guys and say, hey, how can I best serve you? The more I serve you, ultimately, the more I'm serving the world and serving people with any information that I have or what's worked for me. Everything I share on my channel, guys, just so you know, everything I share, including this debt roll up, this debt snowball, is something that I've done and it's something that I believe in. It's not something that I'm just putting together just to throw up here to try to get likes or try to get you to get money from YouTube. I try to make sure that I do things. That's why I'm not going to sponsor. You won't see a sponsor on my page until I actually have used the product and enjoy the product and have a good thing to say about the product, right? I get emails. And if you have a YouTube channel, guys, especially one that has a number of subscribers, people are going to send you emails and things all the time to try to get you to do their product or sponsor their product. I don't want to do that. I want to sponsor things that I feel good about, I know works. And so that's why you have not seen sponsors on my channel. And if you do, you know that it's a sponsor that I believe in. Okay, just want to say that. Somebody checking in from Pakistan. Wow, long way away. I appreciate it, guys. So, hey, any questions about debt? Any questions about the debt snowball? Any questions about how do I get out of debt? Debt question. Should I do this? Do you have debt? Do you not have debt? How much debt? Some of you have put it in the comments already, and I appreciate you guys doing that. Make sure that you smash the like button and share this. And don't forget to get your free. Everybody gets a free ebook. Okay. Now, when you get that free ebook that's in the description box, you're going to click on something and it's going to ask you for your email address. Listen to me closely, guys. Listen to me closely. I try to do everything with integrity. I'm not perfect, but I don't believe in spam or sending you out a bunch of emails, shooting a bunch of emails at you. If you sign up to receive a weekly email from you, typically it's going to be something positive. Typically, it's going to be something directing you towards something positive, something that is something that I want to share with you on a regular basis, maybe weekly, it may be every 2 weeks. There's been times when I went 3 or 4 weeks, but I try to stay persistent. But when you sign up to get your free 24 laws of money that I live by, that I've grown my wealth from negative 30,000 at the age of 30 to a 7-figure net worth today. And I'm going to share that video with you guys at some point. I may do that for my members that join the membership so that it will be kind of exclusive because, people tell me all the time, people I'm close to, they tell me, well, you don't want to share everything. But, if I have a certain set of members, I'm going to share more information about my backstory and my actual numbers when we do some videos that are for members only. And then we'll go through things like these debt scenarios for some of those members only. And that's if you join my YouTube channel. And also, if you really join this YouTube channel, you're going to get a free chat with me 15 minutes a month, plus those exclusive videos. So, that's up there as well for you guys. I just started that. Like I said before, I was doing 15-minute calls free for anybody, but that got really, really time consuming. So now I'm saying, okay, if you join our YouTube channel for $24, $24.99 a month, you get a free chat. You get a chat, not free, but you get a chat with me and you get access to exclusive videos. So I just want to, some of those things are out there, right? Because my time is money. I can't do everything free, but I do want to share these things with you guys as much as possible, have some transparency. And so I use this debt snowball for many, many years. Too long, right? I used it longer than I wanted to use because I had other circumstances that creeped in along the way. Somebody said, I'm just looking through the questions, guys, again. put extra money in the market, right? Let's see, Daryl, thank you. I know this is off the subject question, but do you have any videos on how to purchase a house that's been foreclosed on? I don't have videos on that, houses that are foreclosed on, but that's something that I could gladly discuss because I got over 20 plus years in real estate. So Cooking with Shay, thanks for asking that. We could gladly discuss that on a one-on-one call, and we can go into details in your area and see what's available and out there, all the tips and tricks on how to look for foreclosed properties. I can do that for you more on a one-on-one. And a shout out to JT, by the way. Check out Pocket Watching with JT, by the way. Just want to shout him out. I think he does a fantastic job of explaining things. So if you get a second, guys, go over to his channel. Maybe you want to share that. Maybe you want to check that out. Maybe later today, you want to look up Pocket Watching with JT. Pocket Watching with JT. Always like to shout out YouTubers that come into the chat because I think that we're in a group that we need to make sure that we help, especially if it's a channel like JT's that helps people. I want to make sure that other people know about it because we want to spread that wisdom so that other people know the best ways to handle your money and what to look out for. JT does a great job talking about scammers and people that are not really on the up and up when it comes to their money. So please watch his channel as well. Always like to give that. Again, guys, there's enough out here for all of us, right? What JT does on his channel, Pocket Watching with JT, may be different than what I do on Smart Money Bro channel. It may be different than other folks, right? All of us have something positive and important to add to the conversation of money, of handling money, because you ain't getting this in school, right? There's no college course that's going to talk about the debt road. There may be one nowadays, but there ain't a whole lot of them, right? They're not introduced. You know who's sitting at the tables the freshman day in August when your freshmen come for the very, very first day? They got Visa is sitting over there at the talk at the table, right? MasterCard is sitting over there for mommy and daddy to sign up and get you. That's who's sitting there waiting on you to take your money. The credit cards, they set up tables all around the campus, right? So I'm saying we need to have the JT, the pocket watching with JT, the Smart Money Bros. These people need to be at the tables so we can explain to you, hey, freshman, hey, mom and dad, don't do that. Here's a better way, right? So that's very important, guys. All right. We appreciate your help. 100% debt free. Thomas Daniel. Yes. Thank you. Congratulations, Thomas Daniel. High net worth, 51-year-old. Appreciate it, man. That's the inspiration right there. Those people do exist. Those millionaires that don't have any debt. You're listening to one, right? Over $1 million net worth that has no debt except my real estate, right? And I don't talk about my own situation too much, right? But every now and then, guys, I'm gonna leak it out because some folks that don't know me might be new on the channel and don't know all about my story. But only have a little debt now, RD said. But how do you tackle a partner's debt? If you have a partner, a married partner, or somebody like that, it's all your debt. If it's a girlfriend or boyfriend who's not married to you, it's their debt. If it's a married partnership, it's all y'all's debt. When I got married in 2000, I'll give you a quick story. I got married in 2000. My wife had $25,000 worth of debt. I had $25,000 worth of student loan debt. We put all that together in one big pot. That's how we attack the debt. Okay, when you're married, right? If you have a long-term partner that you pretty much married, same thing, right? Following in Cape Town, fantastic. Not able to get the ebook. Okay, not sure why. Let me know if you have problems with that. Thanks for sharing. Okay, I appreciate it, guys. That's what I'm here to do is share knowledge with you guys. I come on here. I didn't mention this. I try to do a live on Thursday afternoons and also Saturday mornings, right? Just share the live on my Facebook group. Fantastic. Build Business from Credit Fast TV. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you sharing the video, sharing the common sense talk about money. You'll never see me standing by a Lamborghini. You'll never see me wearing a gold chain. You'll never see me flaunting my wealth. People that are really wealthy don't do that. Okay. Back to debt. Now, listen, guys. I wanted to come on here and do a quick live this Saturday morning and show you guys that it's possible for you, anybody, to get out of $60,000 worth of debt. And I still have that up. I'm still sharing my spreadsheet. I'll get rid of the mortgage. But $60,000 worth of debt in a matter of 4 years. That's it. The simplest way to get out of debt fast that really works is the debt snowball. It really works. Now, it only works if you work it, right? You have to have the discipline, you have to have the patience, you have to have the persistence to keep it going, right? Very important. It only works if you work it. Now, if I were you and you did a debt snowball plan like this, I would screenshot that thing, put it up all over my house, put it up on the refrigerator, put it up on, on your screensaver on your laptop, on your screensaver on your cell phone, right? Or your Kindle or whatever you have, right? Your little, I'm not an iPad guy, but if you have an iPad, screen save it. So it's a constant reminder for you that this is what I need to be doing. This is how I'm going to get out of debt. This is my goal, right? This is my goal. And then make sure that you're referring to it often. Don't just put it somewhere and put it to the side and leave it alone, forget it, set it and forget it. Don't do that. Visit it often, because this is what's going to free up all this money right here so that you can have a whole bunch of money that you can start investing in and you can grow your future. All right. That's what it's all about. Now, let's see. Any more questions, guys? I'm going to get out of here. Started Debt Snowball in December 2021 with 23,000 worth of debt. I hope that you've stayed with it, because it really does work, starting with only an extra $500 or more if you have it, or less if you don't have it, right? All right, so here's the deal, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. I certainly appreciate you guys coming in here on this Saturday morning and spending some time with me. I hope that what I was able to share with you guys in this video encourages some of you, inspires some of you. It motivates you to say that, you know what, I don't need a template. I don't need, I can do this on my own. I can go ahead and make me out a debt snowball plan of my own. I can create and build, right? And produce, which is what high achieving people do. I don't care what industry you're in, whether you're a YouTuber or whether you're a concrete person, people create, they build, and they produce, right? That's what's going to separate you from a lot of people. If you start creating, building, and producing mechanism and processes on your own to help you with your money, right? Do your own budget. Do your own debt snowball plan. When I say budget, I mean budget template, right? Do your own net worth template, right? That's important. That's an important lesson here, guys, for paying off debt. Take the bull by the horns, wrestle that thing called debt. You can do it. I always say this at the end of all of my videos, guys, because I believe it from the bottom of my heart. The best person who's going to take care of the old you is the young you, the you today, the you right now, right? Very important. Make sure you get your free ebook below. Smash, and it says 24 laws of money. Smash the like button for me. Share this video, and I hope I was able to help somebody today. Listen, take care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.